Hello, amazing listeners. Are you ready to supercharge your English skills? Today, we'll explore 10 must-know topics that will make your English truly shine. Stick around because this episode is packed with exciting tips and insights just for you.
That's right. Whether you're just starting or already on your English journey, these topics will help boost your confidence and fluency. So grab a cup of tea, get comfy, and let's jump right in.
Topic 1. Daily Life English Conversation. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another engaging episode of Everyday Conversations. I'm your host, Amira, and as always, I'm joined by my insightful and dynamic co-host, Khuram. How's it going today, Khuram?
Hi, Amira. I'm doing well, thank you. I'm really looking forward to today's discussion. We'll be sharing relatable slices of everyday life and, hopefully, sparking a few smiles along the way.
Absolutely. On today's agenda, we'll be diving into our daily routines, reflecting on work life, sharing hobbies, and, of course, talking about that new cafe we visited. We'll also touch on how small changes in routine can have a big impact on productivity and creativity. So, without further ado, let's get started. Segment 1. Sunrise morning routines and productivity. And remember, it's often the simplest experiences that bring the most joy. Keep exploring and stay curious.
Mornings for me are straightforward. I start with a quick breakfast, usually toast and tea, and then I mentally prepare for the day. I like to spend about 5 minutes planning out my tasks, which really helps me stay organized. What about you, Amira?
Globe showing Europe-Africa. My mornings kick off with a bowl of cereal and a much-needed cup of coffee. Teacup with handle, it's my ritual to energize for the tasks ahead. Recently, I've also been adding a quick 10-minute meditation to my mornings. It helps me feel more centered. Speaking of starting the day, how do you feel about early morning meetings?
Early meetings can be tricky, but I don't mind them as long as they're concise and purposeful. White heavy check mark. I've noticed that when meetings have clear agendas, they can actually be a great way to kickstart the day. How about you? Do they set the tone for your day, or are they more of a hurdle?
I think it depends on the meeting. If it's focused and productive, I find it sets a positive tone. But, if it's just a long list of updates, it can feel like wasted time. Speaking of work, I heard you're really excited about the new project we've just been assigned.
Absolutely. It's a fantastic opportunity to expand our skills. Glowing star with Mr. Ahmed leading the team, I'm confident it's going to be both challenging and rewarding. He has a way of making even the most complex tasks seem approachable.
I completely agree. He's known for his strategic approach, so I'm eager to see how it unfolds. I've already started reading up on the project's key objectives to get a head start. Have you done any prep work yet?
A little bit. I reviewed the project outline and jotted down a few initial ideas. It's always helpful to brainstorm early so you're ready to contribute during the first meeting.
Segment 2. Place setting / midday recharge, lunch breaks and hobbies.
Now, let's talk about lunch breaks. Where do you usually head for a midday recharge?
I usually stick to the cafeteria. They've been adding some exciting dishes to the menu lately. Are you joining me there today?
Of course. I heard about the revamped menu, and I'm curious to see what's new. Face-savoring delicious food. It'll also give us a chance to catch up on hobbies. Did I hear you've been getting into mystery novels?
Yes, I have. It's such a fun way to unwind. Open book, there's something about solving puzzles and uncovering secrets that really keeps me hooked. What about you? Still pursuing photography?
Absolutely. Photography has become my creative outlet. Camera, I've been experimenting with different techniques like low-light photography and capturing reflections. Weekends are my favorite time to explore new locations and practice.
That's amazing. You'll have to show me some of your work. In return, I'll recommend a great mystery book, The Silent Patient. It's gripping from start to finish. I couldn't put it down.
Deal. Photos for book recommendations, it's a win-win. Handshake. Speaking of hobbies, have you ever tried combining reading and exercise? Like listening to audiobooks while walking?
I haven't, but that's such a great idea. It sounds like a productive way to relax and stay active. I'll have to give it a try. What about you? Do you listen to podcasts or music while photographing?
Sometimes. When I'm editing photos, I like to listen to instrumental music. It really helps me focus. While shooting, though, I prefer silent so I can really connect with the environment.
Segment 3, Teacup with Handle. Evening Escapes, Cafe Conversations. Let's fast forward to the end of the workday. Do you remember that new cafe we checked out?
Oh, absolutely. It had such a welcoming vibe. The cappuccino I ordered was spot on. How was the latte you tried?
It was fantastic. And that chocolate cake we shared was next level. Slice of cake. Exploring new spots like that is such a treat. It's not just about the food, it's the whole experience of being in a cozy setting and unwinding after a busy day.
Couldn't agree more. Let's make it a tradition, monthly cafe explorations paired with good conversations. White-headed check mark. I've actually started keeping a list of places I want to try. Maybe next time, we can go somewhere with a rooftop view.
I love that idea. There's something so refreshing about stepping out of routine and trying something new. And a rooftop cafe sounds perfect for a change of scenery. Do you have any favorites in mind?
There's one downtown that's known for its panoramic city views. I've been meaning to check it out. Maybe we can go this weekend?
Let's do it. And while we're there, we can brainstorm ideas for our next podcast episode. I feel like being in inspiring spaces always sparks creativity. Segment 4, Books. Professional Growth, Workshop Insights. Before we wrap up, let's touch on that workshop we attended last week. How prepared were you going into it?
Pretty prepared, I'd say. I had my notebook ready and was eager to absorb as much as possible. Memo. The presenter did a phenomenal job keeping us engaged. His use of real-world examples made the concept so much easier to grasp.
I agree. I took so many notes, especially during the Q&A session. Electric light bulb. Those practical insights are going to be so helpful for our current project. I also loved how interactive it was. It wasn't just a lecture.
Absolutely. Workshops like these are invaluable. They are a great way to grow both professionally and personally. Chart with upward trend. I think we should recommend it to our colleagues who couldn't attend.
Definitely. Knowledge sharing is such an important part of growth. Maybe we can even host a mini-session to share the key takeaways with our team.
That's a great idea. It would be a good opportunity to discuss how we can implement those strategies in our work.
Closing segment, microphone. Final reflections. Well, that's it for today's episode. Thank you for joining us on Everyday Conversations. We hope you enjoyed this dive into the small but meaningful moments that shape our days.
And remember, it's often the simplest experiences that bring the most joy. Keep exploring and stay curious.
Until next time, take care, stay inspired, and have an amazing day. Glowing star. Topic 2. How to learn English by yourself. Welcome to today's podcast. If you're looking for ways to learn English by yourself, you've come to the right place. Khuram, I know you have a lot of great tips to share. Let's jump right in.
Absolutely, Amira. Learning English on your own can be challenging, but it's also incredibly rewarding. We'll share some actionable tips and inspiring stories today to keep you motivated.
Tip number 1. Listen to English every day. Start by listening to English daily. Whether it's a podcast, audiobook, or news broadcasts in English, Listening helps you get used to the natural flow of the language. Over time, you'll start picking up pronunciation, new vocabulary, and sentence structures. Even listening to music or watching TV shows in English will help reinforce what you've learned.
For beginners, I recommend starting with simple listening exercises. You can slow down the playback speed of podcasts or audiobooks to make it easier to follow along. Apps like Spotify and Audible allow you to adjust the speed, so take advantage of that. Listening regularly will help you familiarize yourself with the sounds and rhythm of English.
Tip number 2. Speak even if no one's around. It's important to practice speaking, even when you're by yourself. You can talk to yourself, describe what you're doing, or narrate your day out loud in English. This helps build your confidence and speaking skills. And don't worry about being perfect, just speak as much as you can.
That's right, Amira. Shadowing is another fantastic technique. This involves listening to a native speaker and repeating their words immediately after them. It's one of the best ways to work on your pronunciation and fluency. Over time, it will feel more natural, and you'll notice that you're speaking more confidently.
Tip number 3. Write every day. Make it a habit to write in English every day. This could be as simple as journaling about your day, writing emails, or even creating short stories. Writing helps you remember new words and grammar structures. It also gives you the opportunity to practice your sentence formation and spelling.
And when it comes to writing, don't worry about making mistakes at first. Use tools like Grammarly to help you along the way. It's important to get used to writing in English, whether it's simple journal entries or even social media posts. The more you practice, the easier it gets.
Tip number 4. Set realistic goals. Setting small, achievable goals is key to staying motivated. For example, aim to learn 5 new words a day or write a short paragraph each week. These manageable goals will help you track your progress and avoid feeling overwhelmed. Tip number 5.
I love the idea of using your hobbies to learn. It makes the process fun and engaging. For example, if you love cooking, you can try following recipes in English. Or if you're into video games, play with English-speaking players or switch the game language to English. This way, you're learning naturally through something you enjoy.
Tip number 5. Immerse yourself in English. Surround yourself with English as much as possible. Change the language on your phone, watch movies and shows in English, and follow English-speaking social media accounts. Immersion helps you become familiar with the language and its usage in everyday situations.
I completely agree with you, Amira. It's essential to set realistic goals when learning a new language. Start small and celebrate your progress. You could aim to learn 10 new words a week, or perhaps understand a short English video without subtitles. These milestones will keep you motivated as you see your improvement.
Tip number 6. Practice with shadowing. Shadowing is a technique where you repeat what you hear immediately after a speaker. Choose a podcast or YouTube video in English, pause it after each sentence, and repeat what was said. This will help you improve your pronunciation, fluency, and understanding of sentence structure.
And yes, mistakes are a part of the journey. Don't let the fear of making mistakes stop you from practicing. The more mistakes you make, the more you learn. Even native speakers make errors sometimes, but communication is what matters most. Just focus on expressing yourself clearly.
Tip number 7. Use English in your hobbies. Find ways to incorporate English into activities you already enjoy. If you like cooking, try following recipes in English. If you're into gaming, switch your game settings to English and play with English-speaking players. This way, learning becomes fun and relevant to your interests.
There's something powerful about engaging with English-speaking communities. Whether online or in person, joining language exchange groups can be incredibly helpful. Websites like Reddit or apps like HelloTalk allow you to practice with others and get real-time feedback, which is invaluable for improving your skills.
Tip number 8. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. One of the most important tips is to embrace mistakes. It's a natural part of the learning process. Don't be afraid to make errors while speaking or writing, just focus on communicating your message. The more you practice, the fewer mistakes you'll make in the future.
Using flashcards is a brilliant way to build your vocabulary. Whether you create your own or use apps like Anki, flashcards help with remembering words and phrases. And since they use spaced repetition, they are perfect for ensuring that the words stick in your long-term memory.
Tip number 9. Engage in online communities. Join online forums or groups where you can practice English with other learners or native speakers. Platforms like Reddit, language exchange websites, or even Facebook groups can be great places to ask questions, share experiences, and practice your skills in real time.
Changing the language settings on your phone and devices is an easy and effective way to immerse yourself in English. You'll encounter English daily in notifications, apps, and menus, which helps reinforce what you've learned.
Tip number 10. Use flashcards to build vocabulary. Flashcards are an excellent tool for memorizing vocabulary. Whether you make your own or use an app like Anki or Quizlet, flashcards help reinforce words and their meanings. Using spaced repetition can ensure you remember new vocabulary in the long term. Tip number 11.
And don't forget to work on your pronunciation. English pronunciation can be tricky, but with practice, you'll improve. There are tons of online resources for practicing pronunciation, like Forvo, where you can listen to native speakers pronounce words. I recommend practicing with these tools regularly.
Change your environment to English. If possible, change the language of all your devices and apps to English. This constant exposure to the language in everyday contexts will help reinforce what you're learning, and you'll start thinking in English as you go about your day.
Consistency is key. Even if you're busy, try to dedicate just 15 to 30 minutes a day to studying. Small, consistent practice is more effective than cramming. Over time, you'll start seeing real improvements, and you'll feel more comfortable using English in different situations.
Tip number 12. Focus on pronunciation. Pronunciation can be challenging, but it's essential for communication. Listen carefully to how native speakers pronounce words, and try to imitate their sounds. There are many apps and websites that can help you with pronunciation, such as Forvo or Youglish.
Rewarding yourself when you hit milestones is essential for keeping the motivation alive. Whether it's treating yourself to something small like a favorite snack or watching an English movie, celebrating your progress will help you stay positive about your learning journey.
Tip number 13. Be consistent. Consistency is the key to language learning. Even if you can only practice for 15 minutes a day, make sure to do it every day. Over time, these small efforts will add up, and you'll see significant improvement. It's better to study a little every day than to cram all at once.
Reading aloud is another great way to practice both speaking and listening skills. Choose an article, book, or even a TED Talk transcript and read it aloud. This improves fluency, pronunciation, and helps you get more comfortable with the language.
Tip number 14. Reward yourself for milestones. It's important to celebrate your progress. Whether you've learned 100 new words or completed an English book, reward yourself for the hard work. This will keep you motivated and make your learning experience more enjoyable. Treat yourself to something small, a movie night or a special snack every time you reach a milestone.
TED Talks are an excellent resource for learners. They cover diverse topics, feature different accents, and provide subtitles. Listening to speakers talk about various subjects will not only improve your English but also expand your knowledge on interesting topics.
Tip number 15. Read aloud. Reading aloud is a powerful way to improve both your speaking and listening skills. Pick a book, article, or even a news story, and read it out loud. This helps with pronunciation, fluency, and builds your confidence. It's also a great way to practice intonation and rhythm in speech. Tip number 16. Watch TED Talks. TED Talks are a great resource for learning English. They feature speakers from all over the world, discussing interesting topics, and using diverse vocabulary. Listening to TED Talks can improve your listening comprehension, and the subtitles are often available to follow along. Tip number 17. Make a language learning plan. It's helpful to create a language learning plan with specific objectives. This could be mastering a certain grammar topic, expanding your vocabulary, or being able to hold a conversation. Having clear goals will give you direction and help you stay on track. Tip number 18. Practice with a language partner. If you can find a language partner either online or in person, take advantage of the opportunity to practice conversation. Speaking with someone who is also learning English, or a native speaker, will help you feel more comfortable and improve your fluency. Tip number 19. Watch movies with subtitles. Watching movies in English with subtitles in your native language or English can be an effective way to learn. You'll get used to the flow of natural conversations and pick up new words. Pay attention to expressions, slang, and idiomatic phrases that native speakers commonly use. Tip number 20. Use mobile apps for learning. There are a ton of language learning apps available, like Duolingo, Babbel, or Memrise. These apps make learning interactive and fun, offering lessons, games, and quizzes to reinforce your skills. You can use them anywhere, which makes it easy to fit language learning into your daily routine. Here are even shorter meanings for the words.
Feedback, helpful comments. Repetition, repeating. Confidence, self-belief. App, software. Grammar, language rules. Communicate, share info. Goal, target. Journaling, writing thoughts. Subtitles, text captions. Practice, repeated action.
Immerse, involve deeply. Fluency, smooth speaking. Shadowing, imitating speech. Pronunciation, correct speech. Consistency, regular practice. Mistakes, errors. Milestones, key steps. Vocabulary, words. Engage, participate. Realistic, achievable.
These words and phrases represent important concepts and actions that can help you learn English and improve your skills.
And that's a wrap for today. We hope these tips help you on your journey to learning English. Remember, consistency is key, and enjoy the process.
Having a learning plan is important. By breaking down your goals into smaller tasks, like mastering a specific grammar point or learning a set number of new words, you'll feel more organized and focused. A clear plan makes the journey much easier and less overwhelming.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time with more tips to help you reach your language goals.
Lastly, if possible, try to find a language partner. You can practice speaking with a native speaker or another learner. There are many language exchange apps, like Tandem or Speaky, where you can connect with people from all over the world. Practicing with someone else will build your confidence and improve your fluency.
Remember, learning English is a journey, not a race. Stay consistent, make it fun, and don't be afraid to make mistakes along the way. You're making progress with every step you take. Keep up the great work, and we'll see you next time on our podcast. Topic 3. Learn to introduce yourself. Hi everyone, and welcome to today's podcast. I'm Amira, and today, we're diving into how to introduce yourself in different settings.
And I'm Khuram. A great introduction is crucial for making a positive first impression. Whether you're meeting someone new at work, at a party, or at a networking event, knowing how to introduce yourself can make a big difference.
The basics of a good introduction. Let's start with the basics. Khuram, what should a good introduction include?
A good introduction should be simple, clear, and tailored to the situation. Start with your name, a little about who you are, and what's relevant to the context, whether it's professional or social.
For example, if I'm at a work event, I might say, "Hi, I'm Amira. I work in digital marketing, focusing on content strategy for e-commerce brands." It's clear and to the point.
Exactly, Amira. If I were at a professional event, I'd say, "Hi, I'm Khuram. I'm a software engineer, specializing in back-end systems and cloud infrastructure." It gives a good picture of who I am in a professional context.
Introducing yourself in professional settings. Now, let's talk about professional settings. If someone's in a job interview, how should they introduce themselves?
In a job interview, it's important to focus on your background, skills, and why you're a good fit for the position. For example, I might say, "Hi, I'm Khuram. I've been working as a software developer for 6 years. I specialize in JavaScript and Node.js, and I'm excited about the opportunity to help your team build scalable applications."
I'd say, "Hi, I'm Amira. I have a background in marketing and communications, with 5 years of experience in social media strategy. I'm particularly excited about this role because of my passion for creating data-driven campaigns." Introducing yourself in work meetings. What about introducing yourself in a work meeting, where everyone already knows each other but you still want to make an impact?
In that case, it's important to be concise but share something relevant about your role or project. I'd say, "Hi, I'm Khuram. I'm leading the back-end development for this project and ensuring the technical architecture is scalable and efficient."
I might say, "Hi, I'm Amira. I'm focusing on creating the digital marketing plan for this campaign, and I'm looking forward to collaborating with the team to reach our goals." It's brief but adds value to the discussion. Introducing yourself in casual settings. What if you're at a casual event like a party or a gathering? How should you introduce yourself there?
In casual settings, your introduction can be more personal and informal. For example, I might say, "Hi, I'm Khuram. I work as a software engineer, but outside of work, I'm really into hiking and photography."
I'd say, "Hi, I'm Amira. I work in marketing, but in my free time, I enjoy painting and exploring new art galleries." This keeps the introduction light and opens the door for a personal connection. Introducing yourself at networking events. Networking events can be tricky. How can someone introduce themselves to stand out?
At a networking event, you want to highlight your expertise and make it easy for others to understand what you do. For example, I'd say, "Hi, I'm Khuram. I help startups build efficient software solutions that scale with their business. I specialize in cloud infrastructure and automation."
I'd say, "Hi, I'm Amira. I help brands grow their digital presence through content and social media strategies. I've helped over 20 companies increase engagement and drive sales." It's a great way to introduce your value and encourage the other person to engage. How to introduce yourself in different cultures. Introducing yourself can also differ in cultural contexts. Do you have any tips for introducing yourself internationally or in different cultural settings?
Yes, absolutely. In some cultures, it's important to be formal and polite, such as saying your full name and adding your title or role. For example, in Japan, I might say, "Konnichiwa, I'm Khuram Patel. I'm a senior software engineer at XYZ company."
In some other countries, like the US or parts of Europe, you can be more casual. You might introduce yourself by just saying, "Hi, I'm Amira," followed by a handshake or a smile. It depends on the cultural expectations and the level of formality in the setting. Overcoming nervousness. Many people struggle with nerves when introducing themselves. Do you have any advice for overcoming that?
The first tip is to practice your introduction so it feels natural. I also recommend taking a deep breath before speaking. It'll help calm your nerves. Finally, remember that everyone else is just human too and likely feeling similar nerves.
Absolutely. If I'm feeling nervous, I remind myself that most people are not judging me. They're more interested in connecting. Also, a smile can make a huge difference in how confident you feel and how approachable you seem. Using humor in introductions. Can humor be part of a good introduction? How would you use humor appropriately?
Humor can break the ice, especially in casual or networking settings. But it's important to keep it light and relevant. For example, I might say, "Hi, I'm Khuram. I develop software and spend my free time convincing my computer to stop crashing." It's a relatable joke for tech people.
I might say, "Hi, I'm Amira. I help brands grow with marketing, but my true passion is baking, so if you need a cake for your next event, I'm your person." It's a fun, light-hearted way to introduce a personal side. Key takeaways. What's the main takeaway from today's episode, Khuram?
The key takeaway is to tailor your introduction to the setting, be confident, and focus on making a connection. A well-thought-out introduction opens doors for conversations and relationships.
And remember, whether you're at a formal event or a casual gathering, your introduction is your chance to show who you are, so take a moment to think about how you want to present yourself. Here are some more difficult or advanced words from the podcast, along with their meanings. Crucial.
Confidence. The belief in one's abilities or qualities.
Crucial. Extremely important or necessary.
Tailor. To adjust or adapt something to suit a particular need, purpose, or person.
Tailored. Made or adapted to fit a particular purpose or person.
Polite. Showing good manners, respect, and consideration for others.
Concise. Giving information clearly and in a few words, without unnecessary detail.
Approachable. Friendly and easy to talk to.
Engage. To participate or become involved in something.
Context. The circumstances or setting in which something occurs, which helps clarify its meaning or significance.
Scalable. Capable of being expanded or adapted to accommodate more demand or size without affecting performance. Rehearse. To practice or go over something multiple times before it is done, especially a speech or performance.
Crafting. The process of carefully creating or designing something, often with skill or artistry.
E-commerce. The buying and selling of goods or services using the internet. Infrastructure. Infrastructure. The basic physical and organizational structures needed for the operation of a society, system, or enterprise.
Genuine. Sincere, authentic, and true to one's feelings or intentions.
Icebreaker. An activity or event used to help people meet and begin a conversation in a relaxed way. Relatable. Something that is easy to understand or connect with because it is similar to one's own experiences. Formality. The adherence to established rules, customs, or conventions, often in behavior or speech. Impression. The effect or feeling that someone or something creates on another person. Incorporate. To include or bring something into a larger whole.
Narrative. A story or an account of events, either true or fictional. These words might be a bit advanced or technical, depending on your level of familiarity with English. Would you like to dive deeper into any of these words or need further clarification?
That's all for today's episode. Thanks for tuning in, and we hope these tips help you feel more confident next time you introduce yourself.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Practice these tips, and you'll soon find that introductions become easier and more natural. See you next time.
Topic 4. How to start thinking in English. Khuram. Today, I want to talk about something super helpful for English learners: how to start thinking in English.
That sounds like a great topic, Amira. Thinking in English can really speed up fluency. Where should we begin?
Let's start with a question. Do you remember when you first started learning a second language? Did you think in your native language first and then translate?
Oh, absolutely. I used to think in Urdu and then translate into English. It was so slow and sometimes confusing.
Exactly. That's why learning to think in English directly can save so much time and improve your speaking skills. Step 1 is to name things around you in English. For example, right now, I see a microphone, a laptop, and a cup of tea.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like, instead of thinking chai, I just think tea. That's a good habit to practice.
Yes. Start with everyday objects. Step 2 is to practice inner monologues in English. For instance, if you're walking to the store, you could think, I need to buy some bread and milk.
Ah, so you're narrating your day in English in your head. That's a fun way to get comfortable with the language.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be perfect. The goal is to practice forming thoughts in English. Step 3 is to ask yourself simple what-if questions. For example, what if I went to the park today?
Oh, I like that one. It's like you're having a little conversation with yourself. Plus, it's good for creative thinking.
Right. And if you get stuck, don't worry. Just use the words you know. Step 4, my favorite, is to practice English with music or podcasts. Try to imagine the lyrics or what the speaker is saying in your head.
Music is such a great idea. You can sing along and even imagine the story behind the song. That keeps it fun and less stressful.
Yes. And step 5 is to use visual aids like flashcards or even sticky notes. Write the English word for an object and stick it on that object, like mirror on a mirror.
That's such a simple but effective way to associate words with things in real life. It's like turning your room into a language lab.
Absolutely. Here's another idea for step 6. Try thinking in English during specific routines. For example, when brushing your teeth, think, I'm brushing my teeth. After this, I'll wash my face.
That's a great tip, Amira. Associating English with daily habits makes it easier to build a consistent practice.
Exactly. And step 7 is to keep a simple English journal. Write a few sentences every day about your thoughts or activities. For example, today, I went to the park and saw some ducks.
Writing is a fantastic way to reinforce thinking in English. Plus, you can look back and see your progress over time.
Yes. And here's step 8. Try talking to yourself out loud. It might feel silly at first, but it's a great way to practice forming sentences in real time.
Haha, I've done that before. It's like practicing a speech. And no one's there to judge, so it's stress-free.
So true. Step 9 is to immerse yourself as much as possible. Surround yourself with English through TV shows, books, and conversations with friends.
Immersion really helps. Watching shows with subtitles can be a good transition step too.
Absolutely. And the final step, step 10, is to stay patient and positive. Switching to thinking in English won't happen overnight, but with regular practice, it will become natural.
That's such an important reminder, Amira. It's a journey, and every little effort counts.
Bonus tips. Let's also add some bonus tips for our listeners. Bonus tip 1. Use your phone in English. Change the language settings on your phone and apps to English so you get used to reading and understanding it daily.
That's a clever idea. It'll force you to interact with English even during regular activities like texting or checking social media.
Bonus tip 2. Join English-speaking communities online. Whether it's a forum, a gaming group, or a social media community, chatting with others in English will help you practice naturally.
Online communities are great because you can communicate in real time. Plus, you'll pick up slang and casual expressions.
Bonus tip 3. Practice thinking about memories in English. When you remember something, describe it in English in your head, like, last year, I went to the beach with my family.
Oh, I like that one. It's a way to revisit your past experiences while improving your English. Double benefit.
Bonus tip 4. Play games or puzzles in English. Word games like crosswords or apps like Wordle can help you expand your vocabulary while having fun.
That's a fantastic idea. Learning through play makes the process enjoyable and stress-free.
Bonus tip 5. Set daily English challenges for yourself. For example, challenge yourself to learn 5 new words a day or use a specific word in a sentence throughout the day.
Challenges keep you motivated. Plus, it's so satisfying to accomplish small goals daily.
Summary. So, let's summarize the steps. 1. Name things around you. 2. Practice inner monologues. 3. Ask what-if questions. 4. Use music or podcasts. 5. Use visual aids. 6. Think during routines. 7. Keep a journal. 8. Talk to yourself. 9. Immerse yourself. 10. Be patient. Bonus tips. 11. Use your phone in English. 12. Join online communities. 13. Reflect on memories in English. 14. Play word games. 15. Set daily challenges.
That's a fantastic list, Amira. I'm sure our listeners will find these tips super helpful.
Thanks, Khuram. And remember, everyone, progress, not perfection, is the goal. Start small, and soon you'll be thinking in English without even realizing it.
Thanks for sharing these awesome tips, Amira. I hope our listeners try them out. See you next time.
Bye, Khuram. And goodbye, everyone. Keep practicing and thinking in English.
Goodbye. And have fun with your English journey.
Topic 5. Stop comparing yourself to others. Hi, Khuram. You look deep in thought today. What's on your mind?
Oh, hi Amira. I was just scrolling through social media, and, honestly, I'm feeling a bit meh. Everyone seems to be doing so much better than me.
Oh no. That's the comparison monster creeping in again. Don't let it get to you, Khuram. It's like a trap we all fall into sometimes.
I know, but it's hard not to, especially when you see people traveling, getting new jobs, or just living their best lives. It makes me wonder if I'm doing enough.
You're not alone. I used to feel the same way, until I heard a story that changed my perspective. Want to hear it?
Absolutely. A good story always helps.
Okay, so there was once a little turtle named Toby. Toby lived near a beautiful pond with other animals. But Toby always felt slow and boring compared to the fast rabbits and colorful birds. Every day, he wished he could be like them.
Poor Toby. I think I've felt like him before. What happened next?
Well, one day, there was a big storm, and the pond flooded. All the animals panicked because their homes were underwater. But guess who saved the day? Everyone admired him for what made him different.
Let me guess. Toby?
Yes. Toby, with his strong shell, became a hero. He helped the smaller animals climb on his back and carried them to safety.
That's such a great story, Amira. So, the moral is?
The moral is, we all have unique strengths, just like Toby. Comparing yourself to others is like a bird trying to swim like a fish, it just doesn't work.
True. I guess I should stop focusing on what I don't have and start appreciating my own abilities.
Exactly. Everyone has their own timeline and journey. Besides, what we see on social media is just a highlight reel, not the whole story.
You're so right. It's like comparing my behind the scenes to someone else's trailer. Totally unfair.
That's a perfect way to put it, Khuram. So next time the comparison monster shows up, Remind yourself, you're on your own unique path, and that's enough.
Thanks, Amira. I needed this reminder today. I'll work on being kinder to myself.
That's the spirit. And remember, Toby the turtle wouldn't have been a hero if he tried to be like the rabbits. You're amazing just as you are.
Oh, thanks, Amira. You're the best. I feel much better now.
Anytime, Khuram. And to our listeners out there, you're amazing too. Let's all stop comparing and start celebrating what makes us unique.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you in the next episode of Amira and Khuram's Learning Corner.
Practical tips for overcoming comparison. By the way, Khuram, can I tell you one more thing that helped me?
Of course. What is it?
I started keeping a gratitude journal. Every day, I write down 3 things I'm grateful for about myself. It's a small practice, but it helps me focus on what I have instead of what I don't.
That's a great idea, Amira. Writing things down always makes them feel more real.
Exactly. And it can be anything, like, I'm proud of how I helped my friend, or I'm grateful for my sense of humor. It shifts your mindset over time.
I'll definitely try that. I think it'll help me notice the good things I've been ignoring.
It absolutely will. And another tip, try taking social media breaks sometimes. It's amazing how peaceful your mind feels when you're not constantly scrolling.
Oh, I've been meaning to do that. Maybe I'll set a timer or limit my screen time.
Great idea, Khuram. Taking breaks lets you focus on your own journey instead of everyone else's highlight reel.
You're full of wisdom today, Amira. I'm lucky to have a friend like you.
Oh, thanks, Khuram. And remember, the best person to compare yourself to is who you were yesterday. Growth is the only competition that matters.
That's such a positive way to think. I'll keep that in mind.
Building confidence and positivity. Speaking of growth, I read about another strategy recently. It's called self-compassion breaks.
Oh, what's that?
When you feel down or start comparing yourself, pause and take a moment to tell yourself, it's okay to feel this way. I'm doing my best, and that's enough. It's like being your own cheerleader.
I like that. It's a nice way to remind yourself that you're human.
Exactly. We're often kinder to our friends than we are to ourselves. So, treat yourself like you'd treat your best friend.
That's such a great mindset. I'll try to catch myself next time and give that a go.
That's the key, Khuram. Little by little, we can build habits that make us feel happier and more confident.
Thanks for all these tips, Amira. I'm going to write them down so I can practice.
That's a fantastic idea. And here's one more. Celebrate small wins. Did you know every little step forward counts, no matter how small it seems?
Oh, that's a good point. Sometimes I forget to give myself credit for the small things.
Exactly. Like when you finish a task you've been avoiding or take time to relax after a busy day. Celebrate those moments, they're proof you're making progress.
That's such a good reminder. I think I'll try to notice those moments more.
And finally, Khuram, surround yourself with positive influences. Whether it's uplifting friends, inspiring podcasts, or even books that make you feel good.
Oh, I like that idea. Maybe I'll start with this podcast, Amira and Khuram's Learning Corner.
Haha, great choice. To our listeners, remember, you're enough just as you are. Let's make it a habit to be kind to ourselves and cheer each other on.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. See you next time.
Setting goals for your journey. What's that, Khuram?
Wait, Amira.
That's such a good insight, Khuram. Setting your own goals gives you something meaningful to focus on, rather than what others are doing.
I just realized something. I think one reason I compare myself to others is that I haven't set clear goals for myself. It's like I'm just floating without direction.
Definitely. Start with small, specific, and achievable ones. For example, instead of saying I want to be healthier, you could say, I'll take a 10-minute walk every day.
Do you have any tips for setting goals?
Exactly. And as you achieve those smaller goals, you build confidence and momentum for bigger ones.
Oh, that makes sense. Smaller steps feel less overwhelming.
That's awesome, Khuram. And remember, goals are about your growth, not comparison. It's your journey.
I like that approach. I'm going to sit down and write out a few small goals tonight.
I'm so glad, Khuram. And for our listeners, if setting goals feels daunting, just start with one thing you'd like to improve this week. You've got this.
Thanks for the encouragement, Amira. This conversation has given me so much clarity.
Looking forward to it, Khuram. Take care and be kind to yourself.
Great advice as always, Amira. All right, I'll see you tomorrow for our next chat.
Topic 6. In 30 minutes improve your English learning and speaking. Hi everyone. Welcome back to our cheerful podcast. We're so happy to have you here. Today's episode is super exciting because we're going to talk about how you can learn and speak English in just 30 minutes a day.
That's right, Amira. It's amazing how much progress you can make in just 30 minutes a day. Whether you're a complete beginner or looking to brush up, refresh your skills, 30 minutes is the perfect amount of time to build confidence and see real progress. Let's dive in and show our listeners how to make the most of it.
Step 1. Vocabulary, first 10 minutes. Alright, Khuram, if you only had 30 minutes to practice English, where would you start? What's the first thing you should do?
I'd start with vocabulary. Words are the building blocks of language. Spend the first 10 minutes learning 5 to 10 new words. It's important to not just learn the word, but also understand how it fits into different sentences and contexts. Writing them down, saying them out loud, and using them in simple sentences can help you remember them more easily. It's like building your very own word bank. A word bank is a collection of words you know and can use in speaking and writing.
Where would you start? What's the first thing you should do? That sounds like a solid plan, and what's great about vocabulary is that you can find new words anywhere. If you're sitting in your room right now, you could look around and start naming things you see. It's as simple as learning the English names for your furniture or objects in your room.
Exactly. Start by labeling things around you. Put sticky notes on your desk, mirror, or even your refrigerator with their English names. That way, every time you see them, you're learning. Another great way to add new words to your vocabulary is by using flashcards. You can make physical flashcards or use apps on your phone. It's a great way to keep practicing, especially when you're on the go.
And don't forget about word families. If you learn the word run, You can also learn related words like runner, running, ran, or runnable. This helps you learn a group of words at once, which makes your vocabulary richer.
Right. And you don't have to learn random words. Thematic vocabulary can be really helpful. Focus on topics that interest you, like travel or food, and learn all the vocabulary related to that. It makes learning more enjoyable because it's connected to something you love.
Another fun way to practice is by using flashcards. Flashcards are not just for new learners, they're great for anyone at any level. You can create your own physical flashcards or use digital flashcard apps like Anki or Quizlet. Review them throughout the day, and you'll find that the words start to stick.
Definitely. And when you're learning new words, try using them in simple sentences right away. For example, if you've learned the word run, try saying, I run every morning. That way, you connect the word with its use, making it easier to remember.
Step 2. Listening and speaking, next 10 minutes. After you've spent 10 minutes on vocabulary, it's time to work on listening and speaking. Spend the next 10 minutes listening to an English podcast, a YouTube video, or a short audio clip. Listen closely, and then try to repeat what you hear. This is called shadowing, and it's one of the best ways to improve your speaking skills.
Yes, shadowing is fantastic. It's like mimicking an actor's lines in a movie. When you shadow a native speaker, you not only practice the words, but you also learn the rhythm, stress, and intonation of the language, which is super important for speaking naturally. Don't worry if you make mistakes. The goal is to get comfortable with the sounds.
Absolutely. And don't forget to record yourself speaking. It's a great way to hear how you're improving over time. You'll notice the difference when you listen back after a week. Plus, hearing your own voice will help you get used to it.
That's such a good tip, Amira. If you're feeling a bit nervous, you can practice speaking in front of a mirror first. You'll feel more confident when you hear yourself speak and see your facial expressions. Plus, you can also practice pronunciation with fun activities like singing along to English songs. Singing helps you get comfortable with how words sound and how they are connected in sentences.
You can also try talking to yourself. Describe what you're doing out loud in English, like, I'm cooking lunch or I'm walking to the store. It's a fun way to practice forming sentences naturally throughout your day.
Absolutely. You could even try practicing tongue twisters like, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Tongue twisters are great for improving your pronunciation, and they are so much fun.
Watching short video clips from movies or TV shows in English is also a great way to practice. Try pausing the video after a sentence, repeating it aloud, and then playing it again to see if you sound similar.
Another tip, practice speaking with others. Find a language partner online or in your community. Even if you have just a short conversation in English, it will help build your confidence and improve your speaking skills quickly.
Step 3. Reading and writing, final 10 minutes. Now, for the last 10 minutes, let's focus on reading and writing. For reading, pick something simple like a short story or a news article in English. You don't have to understand every single word, just try to get the main idea. It's okay if you don't understand everything.
That's right. And don't forget to read aloud. Reading aloud helps you practice pronunciation and speaking fluency. If you come across words you don't know, highlight them and look them up later. You can also try reading your favorite books or articles about topics you're passionate about. It's a great way to expand your vocabulary.
Writing is also super important. Start by keeping a mini journal in English. Write just a few sentences each day about what you did or how you felt. For example, today, I went for a walk in the park. The weather was perfect.
Brilliant idea. Journaling is a great way to practice forming sentences and using new vocabulary. It also helps you with grammar because you'll naturally start to notice patterns in sentence structure. You could even write a small dialogue, pretend you're having a conversation in English, like ordering food at a restaurant or introducing yourself to someone new.
Another fun way to practice writing is by writing reviews. Review something you've watched or read, like a book or a movie. You could say, "I watched a movie last night. It was funny and exciting."
And don't forget to use dictionaries when you don't know a word. A dictionary can help you understand the meaning, pronunciation, and usage of a word. Use online dictionaries like Google or apps like Merriam-Webster to get instant definitions.
Tips for staying consistent. Remember, the key to success is consistency. If you study every day for just 30 minutes, you'll make steady progress. A little bit every day is far better than cramming once in a while.
Absolutely. And don't make learning English feel like a chore. Find ways to have fun with it. Maybe watch an English movie with subtitles or chat with friends online in English. Celebrate the small victories, like learning a new word or successfully using a new phrase.
Create a dedicated space for your English practice. Find a quiet spot where you can focus for 30 minutes without distractions. And make sure you practice at the same time each day. It'll become a habit, just like brushing your teeth.
Great idea. Another important tip, mix things up. Don't stick to just one method. You can watch videos, listen to podcasts, talk with a language partner, or read books in English. Keep things fresh and fun.
Set achievable goals for yourself. For example, try to learn 50 new words in a month, or finish reading one English book. Track your progress, and when you reach a goal, celebrate.
Definitely. And don't forget to reward yourself. After a week of consistent practice, treat yourself to something you enjoy. Maybe buy a small gift for yourself, or enjoy your favorite snack. Rewards help keep you motivated.
Surround yourself with English. Change the language on your phone to English, or listen to English music. The more you hear and see English, the easier it will be to learn.
Another fun idea is to practice speaking English with your friends. You can create mini competitions or challenges with each other. The more you practice, the more fun it becomes.
If you need extra support, consider joining an online group or an English class. Learning with a community keeps you accountable and motivated. Plus, you can share tips and experiences with others.
Yes. And remember, if you ever feel stuck, it's okay to revisit the basics or try a new approach. Whether you change your learning method or focus on a different skill, being flexible will help you stay excited and engaged in the process.
Challenge for the week. Before we finish, here's a challenge for all of you. Try following this 30-minute routine for a week and let us know how it goes. You can message us or share your experience on social media. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yes. Every expert was once a beginner, and you're on the path to becoming fluent. You've got this, and we can't wait to hear how you do.
And for an extra challenge, write a short paragraph in English about your experience at the end of the week. Share it with us if you'd like. We'd love to read it and cheer you on.
What a great idea! Sharing your work helps you grow, and it's also a great way to inspire others in our learning community.
If you can, try speaking with someone in English at least once this week. Even a 5-minute conversation with a friend or language partner will help boost your confidence.
Absolutely. And try to describe your daily activities in English. For example, say I'm cooking dinner, or I'm going to the store. It's great practice for thinking in English on the go.
For an advanced challenge, try writing a short story or dialogue using all the new words you learned this week. It will push you to think creatively in English.
That's a fantastic idea. And for an extra challenge, record yourself reading your story out loud. You'll be amazed at how much you've improved.
Practice speaking in front of a mirror. Speaking in front of a mirror can help you improve your body language, facial expressions, and tone. It's like having a mini practice session every day.
And don't forget to reward yourself after completing the challenge. Whether it's a small treat or a fun activity, giving yourself rewards is a great way to stay motivated.
Closing remarks. That's it for today's episode, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you feel inspired to start practicing English for just 30 minutes a day. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast for more fun tips and lessons.
And as always, stay curious, stay consistent, and stay cheerful. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Topic 7. Power of Positive Thinking. 1. Introduction to Positive Thinking. Why it matters. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Amira's English Learning Podcast. I'm your host, Amira, and I'm so excited to be here with all of you. If this is your first time listening, welcome. This podcast is all about improving your English skills while exploring interesting and inspiring topics.
And I'm Khuram, your co-host. Amira, I have to say, I'm really looking forward to today's episode because it's a topic that's close to my heart, the power of positive thinking.
That's right, Khuram. Positive thinking is such a powerful tool. It's something that can help you overcome challenges, build confidence, and, of course, stay motivated while learning English. And the best part? It's a skill that anyone can develop.
Yes, positivity isn't something you're just born with, it's a habit you can practice every day. And the more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. Listeners, whether you're struggling with grammar, pronunciation, or even life challenges, today's episode is for you. Let's dive in.
2. What is positive thinking? Understanding the basics. So, what exactly is positive thinking? A lot of people think it's just about being happy all the time, but it's actually much deeper than that. Positive thinking is a mindset. It's about focusing on solutions instead of problems, looking for opportunities instead of obstacles, and believing in your ability to improve.
That's a great definition, Amira. And I think it's also important to say that positive thinking doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It's about facing those challenges with a hopeful attitude. For example, let's say you make a mistake while speaking English. A negative thinker might say, "I'll never be good at this." But a positive thinker might say, "That was a mistake, but it's a chance to learn and grow."
Exactly, Khuram. And here's another way to think about it. Positive thinking is like wearing glasses that help you see the good in every situation. It doesn't mean the bad disappears, but it helps you focus on what you can do instead of what you can't.
I love that analogy, Amira. And for our listeners, Here's a question to think about. How do you usually respond to challenges? Do you get discouraged, or do you try to find the silver lining? Reflecting on this is a great first step to developing a positive mindset.
3. The science of positive thinking. Why it works. Did you know, Khuram, that there's actually science behind positive thinking? Researchers have found that staying positive can improve your physical and mental health. For example, it can lower stress, boost your immune system, and even help you live longer. Isn't that amazing?
It really is. And it makes sense when you think about it. When you're positive, your body is more relaxed. You're less likely to feel the physical effects of stress, like headaches or fatigue. It's like giving your mind and body a break.
Absolutely. And it's not just about health. Positive thinking can also improve your performance. Studies show that people who think positively are better at solving problems, staying focused, and achieving their goals. That's why positivity is so important when you're learning something new, like English.
I totally agree. Imagine trying to learn English while constantly telling yourself, I can't do this. It would be so discouraging. But if you say, this is hard, but I'm getting better every day, you're giving yourself the motivation to keep going. Positivity creates momentum.
4. Gratitude, the foundation of positivity. Let's talk about one of the simplest and most effective ways to stay positive: gratitude. Gratitude is all about appreciating the good things in your life, no matter how small. For example, I'm grateful for our listeners who join us every week. They're the reason we do this podcast. What about you, Khuram? What are you grateful for today?
Let's see. I'm grateful for my family because they are always there to support me. I'm grateful for my morning cup of tea. It gave me the energy I needed to start the day. And I'm grateful for this opportunity to share positivity with our listeners. What about you, Amira?
I love those, Khuram. Okay, my turn. First, I'm grateful for this beautiful weather. It's so sunny and bright today. Second, I'm grateful for my health. It allows me to do everything I love. And third, I'm grateful for the small progress I've made this week on one of my personal goals. Gratitude really helps you focus on what's going right in your life.
It really does. And here's a tip for our listeners: start a gratitude journal. Every night before bed, write down 3 things you're thankful for. It could be something as simple as a good meal or as big as achieving a milestone. Over time, you'll notice a big difference in how you feel.
5. Positive self-talk, rewriting your inner dialogue. Another powerful tool for staying positive is positive self-talk. This is all about the way you talk to yourself in your mind. Imagine this: you're trying to learn a new English phrase, but you can't quite get it right. What's your first reaction?
Oh, I think a lot of people might say something like, I'm so bad at this, or I'll never get it. But that kind of negative self-talk makes things even harder. Instead, you could say, this is tough, but I'm improving every time I try. It's all about being your own cheerleader.
Exactly, Khuram. Positive self-talk isn't about ignoring mistakes, it's about being kind to yourself when you make them. For example, if you're struggling with pronunciation, instead of saying, I can't do this, try saying, I'm getting better with practice. It might feel strange at first, but it really works.
It really does. And here's a tip: the next time you catch yourself thinking something negative, stop and ask, would I say this to a friend? If the answer is no, then don't say it to yourself. Replace it with something positive instead.
6. Surrounding yourself with positivity. Let's talk about the people in our lives. Have you noticed how being around positive, supportive people can make you feel more confident and motivated?
Oh, absolutely, Amira. Positivity is contagious. When you're around people who believe in you and encourage you, it's so much easier to stay hopeful. On the other hand, negative people can really drain your energy.
That's so true. And here's something else. Helping others can also boost your positivity. Whether it's giving someone a compliment, volunteering, or just listening to a friend, small acts of kindness can create a ripple effect of positivity.
I couldn't agree more. Helping others not only makes them feel good, it makes you feel good, too. It's like a win-win situation. So, listeners, think about one kind thing you can do for someone today. It doesn't have to be big, even a small gesture can make a big difference.
7. Visualization and affirmations, tools for positivity. Let's talk about 2 techniques that can supercharge your positivity: visualization and affirmations. Visualization is all about imagining yourself achieving your goals. For example, picture yourself speaking English fluently and confidently. How does that sound, Khuram?
That sounds amazing, Amira. Visualization is like creating a mental movie where you're the star. When you imagine yourself succeeding, it motivates you to take action and make it happen.
Exactly. And affirmations are positive statements you repeat to yourself, like "I am improving every day," or "I can achieve my goals." Saying them out loud or writing them down can help you stay focused and confident.
Yes, affirmations are so powerful. I like to write mine on sticky notes and put them on my desk. That way, I see them every day. It's a great way to remind yourself of your potential.
Here's a vocabulary list of key words and phrases from the podcast script, categorized for better understanding. These can help listeners improve their English skills while engaging with the topic of positive thinking. 1. General vocabulary. Positive thinking. A mindset that focuses on optimism and solutions. Mindset. The way you think about and approach things. Challenge. A difficult situation or problem to overcome. Opportunity. A chance to do something or improve. Solution. A way to solve a problem. Gratitude. The feeling of being thankful and appreciative. Self-talk. The thoughts and words you say to yourself. Visualization. Imagining something in your mind as if it's real. Affirmation. A positive statement you repeat to yourself to build confidence. 2. Phrases for positivity. Silver lining. A positive aspect in a difficult situation. Bounce back. To recover quickly from a setback. Ripple effect. A spreading impact, like when one action leads to many others. Stepping stone. Something that helps you progress towards a goal. 3. Emotional and motivational words. Confidence, belief in your abilities or self-worth. Motivation. The desire or drive to do something. Hopeful. Feeling or showing optimism about the future. Supportive. Giving encouragement or help. Empower. To give someone confidence or strength. Encourage. To inspire or give support. 4. Idioms and expressions. Turn lemons into lemonade. To make the best out of a bad situation. Example: learning from mistakes is like turning lemons into lemonade. See the glass half full. To have a positive outlook. Example: positive thinkers always see the glass half full. Plant a seed. To start something that will grow or develop later. Example: positive affirmations plant a seed of confidence. Celebrate small wins. To acknowledge and feel proud of small achievements. Example: Don't forget to celebrate small wins in your journey.
5. Words related to learning. Practice repeating something to improve your skills. Progress. Movement forward or improvement over time. Fluency. The ability to speak or write a language smoothly. Milestone. An important achievement or stage in a process. Challenge yourself. To push yourself to try something harder. 6. Verbs and action words. Achieve. To successfully reach a goal. Example, you can achieve great things with positivity. Appreciate. To value or be grateful for something. Example, appreciate the small joys in life. Overcome. To successfully deal with a difficulty. Example, positive thinking helps you overcome challenges. Focus. To direct your attention or energy towards something. Example, focus on the solution, not the problem. Replace. To take one thing away and put another in its place. Example, replace negative thoughts with positive ones. 7. Advanced vocabulary. Immune system. The body's defense against illness. Example, positivity can boost your immune system. Tension. A feeling of stress or pressure. Example, positive thinking reduces tension in your body. Fatigue. Extreme tiredness or exhaustion. Example, stress can cause mental and physical fatigue. Perspective. A way of looking at or thinking about something. Example, positivity gives you a better perspective on life. Optimism. A belief that good things will happen. Example, optimism is at the heart of positive thinking. 8. Phrases for gratitude. I'm grateful for. A way to express thankfulness. Example, I'm grateful for my family and friends. Count your blessings. To focus on the good things in your life. Example, when you're feeling down, count your blessings. Appreciate the little things. To find joy in small, everyday moments. Example, appreciate the little things, like a smile or a sunny day.
8. Final thoughts. Small steps to big changes. To wrap up, positivity isn't about being perfect. It's about making small, positive changes every day. Whether it's practicing gratitude, changing your self-talk, or surrounding yourself with supportive people, every step counts.
That's right, Amira. And remember, listeners, positivity is a choice. It's something you can practice and grow, just like learning English. Believe in yourself and your ability to improve. You've got this.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope this episode inspired you to embrace the power of positive thinking and take it one day at a time. Don't forget to subscribe, share this podcast, and most importantly, stay positive and keep practicing your English.
And remember, small changes lead to big results. Keep a positive mindset, celebrate your progress, and never give up. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Topic 8. Why are people afraid to speak English? Hello, and welcome back to English Made Easy with Amira and Khuram. We're so excited to have you with us today.
Hi, friends. We're so happy you're joining us today. Whether you're listening while working out, cooking, or relaxing at home, we're grateful to be part of your English learning journey. Today, we're tackling something that we know so many of you struggle with, the feeling of being afraid to speak English.
Today, we're tackling a topic that so many of you can relate to: why people feel afraid to speak English. Does this sound familiar? You know the words, you understand the grammar, but when it's time to speak, you freeze up or feel hesitant.
That's such a common experience, Amira. It's like your brain says, what if I mess up? What if someone doesn't understand me? This feeling of being afraid can hold people back, but the good news is, you can absolutely overcome it.
That's right. Speaking English is a huge step in your language journey, and it's totally normal to feel nervous or afraid sometimes. It's something everyone goes through, even the most fluent speakers. But don't worry, by the end of this episode, we'll help you feel more confident and motivated to speak up.
Exactly, Amira. The fear of speaking is something that holds so many learners back, but it doesn't have to. We're going to break it down for you today, so you can start overcoming that fear and gain the confidence to speak freely in English. Are you ready to get started?
Being afraid of making mistakes. Let's start with one of the most common reasons people feel afraid to speak English: making mistakes. It's something every learner faces, but it can really hold you back. Khuram, do you have any personal stories about being afraid of making mistakes when learning a language?
Oh, definitely, Amira. When I was learning Spanish, I was so afraid of saying the wrong word that I avoided speaking altogether for a long time. I thought, what if I sound silly? What if they laugh at me? But the truth is, that fear was just a barrier that kept me from learning. Once I started speaking more, even with my mistakes, I realized that mistakes are part of the process.
That's so true. I've been there too. I remember when I was learning French and trying to order food at a cafe. I thought I was saying, I would like a sandwich, but instead, I accidentally said, I want a sandwich in a way that sounded rude. I was mortified. But guess what? The waiter laughed, corrected me gently, and we had a great conversation after that. It was embarrassing, but I learned a lot from it.
Oh, I love that story. You see, making mistakes doesn't mean we're bad at the language, it just means we're learning. If you're not making mistakes, you're not challenging yourself enough. And remember, everyone makes mistakes, even native speakers. Think about how many times a native speaker says the wrong word or mispronounces something.
And that's the key, Khuram. Mistakes are not something to be afraid of, they're actually stepping stones to becoming better. If you're not making mistakes, you're not growing. And remember, everyone makes mistakes, even native speakers.
Exactly, Amira. When I was learning English, I'd make mistakes in front of my family, and they would all laugh and help me correct it. I'd get embarrassed at first, but then I realized that laughing at ourselves and learning from our mistakes is the best way to grow. And guess what? It made me more comfortable in the long run.
Being afraid of judgment. Another reason people feel afraid to speak English is the worry of being judged by others. Have you ever felt that way, Khuram?
Oh, 100%. When I first started speaking English in public, I was terrified that people would judge me because of my accent or if I said something wrong. But as I kept practicing, I realized that most people aren't judging me at all, they're actually impressed that I'm speaking their language.
That's such a great point. The truth is, most people are not focusing on how you speak or whether you make mistakes. They're just happy you're communicating with them. And even if you're afraid of being judged for your accent, remember, your accent is part of who you are. It's a beautiful reflection of your identity and your culture.
I love that. Your accent is like your personal signature when you speak English. No one should make you feel bad about it. It's what makes you unique and special. And honestly, many people find accents charming and interesting.
Absolutely. I always remind myself that if I make an effort to speak someone else's language, they'll appreciate it, even if I don't sound like a native speaker. And remember, English is spoken by millions of people worldwide, so there's no one right way to speak it. It's about communicating your ideas, not sounding perfect.
Exactly. When you speak, the most important thing is that you're understood. If people hear you clearly and understand your message, you've succeeded. And trust me, they'll admire your efforts. So don't be afraid to speak with your accent. You're doing something amazing by learning a second or third language. Yes.
Afraid of public speaking in English. Now, let's talk about another huge fear that many people face, being afraid to speak English in front of a group or in public. It's one thing to practice with a friend, but when it comes to speaking in front of a crowd, it can feel overwhelming. Khuram, what do you think about this?
Public speaking is a big one. I remember when I had to give a presentation in English during a class. My hands were shaking, my heart was racing, and I could hardly remember my lines. I thought, what if I mess up in front of everyone? But you know what? Once I started speaking, I realized everyone was supportive, and most people weren't paying that much attention to the little mistakes. They were just focused on my message.
That's such a great example. I think the fear of public speaking comes from thinking that everyone is watching you and judging your every word. But in reality, people are usually focused on the content, not the delivery. The key is to focus on the message, not the mistakes.
Exactly. And one thing that helped me a lot was preparing ahead of time. I practice my speech or presentation in front of a mirror, or even with a small group of friends. The more I practiced, the less nervous I became. Eventually, I started enjoying it.
Preparation is so important. Practice your presentation as much as you can, but don't stress about getting every word perfect. And remember, nobody expects you to be flawless. The fact that you're speaking in English is something to be proud of.
Yes, Amira. And another tip is to breathe deeply and stay calm before you start speaking. It helps to relax your body and mind, and it can make you feel more in control of the situation.
That's a great tip. Breathing deeply helps reduce anxiety and helps your mind stay focused. And even if you make a mistake during a public speech, just keep going. Everyone makes small errors, it's part of being human. Most importantly, your confidence will grow with every speaking opportunity you take.
Absolutely. Public speaking gets easier the more you practice. And the more you challenge yourself, the less afraid you'll be. I've even seen some great speakers make mistakes during their talks and keep going like nothing happened. Their confidence is what matters.
Tips to overcome being afraid. Now that we've discussed some common reasons people feel afraid to speak English, let's share a few tips on how to overcome this fear. Khuram, what's your top tip for learners who feel afraid?
My number one tip is to practice speaking every single day. Even if it's just for a few minutes. It doesn't matter if you're talking to a friend, your pet, or even talking to yourself in the mirror. The more you practice, the less afraid you'll be, and the more natural it will feel to speak in English.
I love that. Consistency is key. My tip is to find a language partner or a group where you can practice speaking regularly. When you have a safe, supportive space to practice, it makes it easier to overcome your fear of speaking in public.
Yes, exactly. Having someone to practice with is incredibly helpful. Also, remember that language exchange apps are a great tool. You can find people from all over the world who want to practice English with you, and they're usually so supportive and understanding.
And don't forget the power of listening. The more you listen to English, whether it's podcasts, movies, or songs, the more you'll become familiar with the rhythm and flow of the language. This helps you feel more comfortable when it's your turn to speak.
Absolutely. Listening helps your brain absorb the language and feel more confident when you speak. Plus, you'll start picking up new vocabulary and expressions, which will make your speaking even more natural.
Also, be patient with yourself. You don't have to speak like a native speaker to communicate well. The key is to keep speaking, even when it feels difficult. The more you practice, the more fluent you will become and the less afraid you will be.
Exactly. Fluency comes with time and practice. The more you embrace speaking and take those small steps forward, the easier it will get. And most importantly, have fun with it. Language learning is a journey, and every moment you speak is progress.
And that wraps up today's episode. We hope you feel inspired and ready to face your fear of speaking English. Remember, making mistakes is completely normal, and so is feeling a little afraid. But the more you practice, the less afraid you'll be.
Thank you so much for joining us today. You've got this. Every time you practice, you're one step closer to speaking English with confidence. Don't let fear hold you back. Keep practicing, keep learning, and most importantly, keep having fun.
Until next time, keep practicing and stay positive. Remember, you don't have to be perfect to speak English, you just have to start. Speak up, don't be afraid.
We'll see you in the next episode of English Made Easy with Amira and Khuram. Take care, and happy learning. Stay confident, keep speaking. Bye.
Topic 9. Speak English without a partner. Hey Khuram. How's your day going today?
Hey Amira. It's going great. I'm just relaxing and taking it easy. How about you?
Same here. Just enjoying a peaceful day. So, I've been thinking about how a lot of English learners struggle when they don't have someone to practice with.
I know exactly what you mean. I've heard from many people who say they feel stuck when there's no one around to talk to.
Yep. It's like, you're learning all these new words and grammar rules, but you don't have anyone to test it out on. That can be frustrating.
It's like you're practicing in a vacuum. You've got all this knowledge, but it's not coming out in real conversations. That's why we need to get creative.
Exactly. So, today I thought we could share some ways to practice English even when you don't have anyone to speak with.
Sounds like a fantastic idea. I think it'll be really helpful for everyone listening.
Yeah, and the best part is, practicing on your own can actually be really fun. You just have to think outside the box.
That's the key, making it enjoyable so you don't feel like it's a task. Let's dive into it.
What to do when you don't have anyone to speak with. 1. Listen to podcasts or watch English shows. Okay, let's start with something super easy, listening. Whether it's podcasts, YouTube videos, or TV shows, you can practice just by listening to English.
That's a big one. You get to hear how native speakers use the language in real-life conversations. You can learn new words and phrases while also getting familiar with different accents.
Absolutely. And the cool part is, you can choose topics that interest you, whether it's about cooking, sports, science, or anything else. The key is to enjoy it, so it doesn't feel like studying.
I totally agree. If you're enjoying what you're listening to, It's much easier to stay engaged and pick up new expressions naturally. Plus, you get to hear those casual phrases that people actually use in daily life.
Right. And don't just listen passively. Pause and repeat what they say. Mimic the tone, rhythm, and pronunciation. It's like a mini language workout.
Exactly. You get to practice not only your listening but also your speaking at the same time. It's like training your mouth to say words correctly, just like an actor would rehearse their lines.
And it helps you improve your accent, too. You get to hear how native speakers say things naturally.
Yes. And the more you mimic, the more you'll start sounding natural yourself. Eventually, it won't even feel like practice, it'll just become part of your everyday speech.
2. Reading aloud. Another great way to practice is reading aloud. Whether it's a book, article, or even a short post online, reading out loud helps you practice speaking.
Yes. You're combining reading and speaking, so it's a double win. It's also a great way to practice your pronunciation.
Right. And if you're reading along with a transcript or subtitles, you're also practicing sentence structure and grammar. It's like you're absorbing the language in multiple ways.
Exactly. When you see the words in print and say them aloud, it helps cement them in your memory. Plus, it gives you a deeper understanding of how sentences are formed.
If you're reading from a book, make sure to pause occasionally and repeat tricky words or phrases. You'll be amazed at how quickly you'll improve.
And don't forget about the intonation. Reading with the correct intonation will help you sound more natural. Try to match the emotion or feeling in the text.
Oh, that's a great point. Like, when reading dialogue, try to speak as though you're actually in the conversation. You can even use different voices or accents if you're feeling creative.
Haha, I love that. It's like acting. And it'll make the reading practice way more fun and engaging.
3. Record yourself speaking. Now, here's a tip that's really useful but might feel a little weird at first. Recording yourself speaking.
Oh, I know this one. It's so valuable, though. You get to hear yourself and spot any mistakes or awkward phrasing. Plus, it helps with building confidence because you can track your progress over time.
Exactly. You can listen to your recordings and notice things like word stress, pronunciation, or if your sentences flow well. It's like having your own language coach.
That's such a good point. And you can replay your recordings as many times as you need. Plus, the more you hear yourself speaking, the more comfortable it becomes.
And don't be afraid to make mistakes. The goal is to improve, not be perfect. It's all part of the learning process.
Yeah, it's so normal to make mistakes. Recording yourself lets you notice where you can improve, so you can focus on those areas next time.
4. Use language apps and language exchange platforms. Alright, let's talk about language apps. There are tons of language apps that can help you practice speaking, listening, and even writing.
Yeah, apps like Duolingo, Babbel, or HelloTalk are amazing. They give you a chance to practice every day, and you can track your progress.
For sure. The great thing is, you can practice at your own pace, and some apps even let you speak with native speakers. So, even if you don't have someone nearby, there are plenty of ways to connect online.
Yep, platforms like HelloTalk let you text or voice message with native speakers. It's like having a conversation with someone, but through text or audio.
That's a great way to learn phrases in context. It's like learning a language while making new friends.
Exactly. And when you chat with native speakers, You get immediate feedback, which is really helpful. It's almost like having a personal tutor.
5. Try thinking in English. Another tip that's really powerful is thinking in English. Try to narrate your thoughts in English as you go about your day.
Oh, I love that idea. It's a great way to immerse yourself in English. When you think in English, you reduce the need to translate from your native language, which helps you become more fluent.
Exactly. And it's so easy to do. Whether you're cooking, cleaning, or just walking down the street, describe things in your mind using English.
That's a good way to practice vocabulary. You can think about the items you see, the actions you're doing, or even your emotions in English. It's like turning every moment into a mini English lesson.
Yep. And even if you're not speaking aloud, your brain is still processing English. Over time, it becomes more natural to think in English and express your ideas without translating.
And it saves you so much time. Instead of struggling to find words in English, your brain will automatically access them, just like when you speak your native language.
More ways to practice alone. 6. Practice through writing. Writing is another awesome way to practice when you're alone. Start journaling or writing about your day in English.
Oh, I love that. Writing not only helps you practice grammar and vocabulary, but it also helps you organize your thoughts in English.
Exactly. And the best part is, there's no pressure to speak perfectly, it's all about expressing yourself. You can focus on what you want to say rather than worrying about mistakes.
Yeah, and when you go back and read your writing later, you can spot mistakes and areas to improve. It's like having a personal reflection time for your language skills.
Plus, if you ever want to get really creative, you can try writing short stories or even dialogue between characters. It's like role-playing on paper.
Oh, I like that. It makes learning English more fun and creative. You get to play with the language and explore different situations through writing.
Well, that's all for today's episode. We hope these tips help you stay motivated and keep improving your English, even when you're practicing alone.
Yes, exactly. Remember, consistency is key, and it doesn't have to be boring. Make learning fun, and you'll see big improvements.
Thanks for joining me today, Khuram. It's always a blast talking with you.
Always a pleasure, Amira. Can't wait for our next chat.
And to everyone listening, keep practicing, stay curious, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every step forward counts.
Absolutely. Take care, everyone, and happy learning.
Topic 10. Understand English but can't speak it. Everyone, welcome to Amira's English Learning Podcast. I'm your host, Amira, and this is the show where we make learning English fun and easy. Today, we're talking about something many learners face: understanding English but struggling to speak it. And to help me dive into this topic, I have my good friend Khuram here. Hi, Khuram.
Hi, Amira. And hello to everyone listening. I'm so glad to be here. To be honest, this topic feels personal to me because, well, I struggle with speaking English.
Don't worry, Khuram. You're not alone. A lot of people can understand English really well but feel stuck when it's time to talk. Why do you think that happens to you?
For me, it's a mix of things. I get nervous, I overthink my grammar, and sometimes I just can't find the right words quickly. It's frustrating because I know I understand what others are saying.
That's really common. It's like your brain has all the knowledge, but it's afraid to let it out. You know what? Speaking a new language is like learning to ride a bike. At first, you wobble, but with practice, you find your balance.
I like that comparison. But what if I fall off the bike, so to speak? Like, what if I make a mistake or people don't understand me?
That's okay. Falling off is part of learning. Imagine this. When kids learn to ride a bike, they fall all the time, but they get back up. Speaking English is the same. Every mistake teaches you something new. And trust me, most people won't judge you, they'll appreciate your effort.
I never thought of it that way. So, you're saying I shouldn't let my fear of mistakes hold me back?
Exactly. Fear is the biggest roadblock. But here's the good news. The more you practice, the more confident you'll feel. Speaking isn't about perfection, it's about connection. Let's start with something simple. What's one situation where you'd like to speak more confidently?
I think ordering food at a restaurant. I always feel awkward because I don't know how to say things the right way.
That's a great example. Okay, let's practice. Imagine you're at a restaurant. I'm the waiter. You can say, "Hi, I'd like to order a burger, please." Give it a try.
Okay. Hi, I'd like to order a burger, please.
Perfect. See? You just placed your order confidently. Now let's add a little more. After ordering, you could say, "Can I have a glass of water with that?" Try it.
All right. Can I have a glass of water with that?
Amazing, Khuram. That sounded great. The key is to keep it simple and focus on being polite. People will understand you even if your grammar isn't perfect.
Thanks, Amira. I feel a bit more confident already. But what if I can't remember a word while I'm speaking?
Great question. If you forget a word, don't panic. Try describing it instead. For example, if you forget the word menu, you could say, "Can I see the list of food?" Most people will understand and help you out.
Oh, that's smart. So, I don't need to know every single word. I can just explain it in another way.
Exactly. And here's another tip. Practice speaking out loud as much as possible. Do you talk to yourself in English?
Sometimes. I feel silly, though. Like, who talks to themselves?
Lots of people do. It's a great way to practice without pressure. You can narrate your day, like, "I'm cooking lunch now," or pretend you're having a conversation.
I could try that. Maybe I'll talk to myself while doing chores. But what if I want to practice with real people?
That's even better. You could join an English-speaking group online, find a language partner, or even use apps designed for conversation practice. The key is to speak as much as possible.
Okay, but what if the person I'm speaking with is impatient or doesn't give me time to think?
That's a tough one. If that happens, it's okay to politely say, "I'm still learning English. Can you please speak slowly?" Most people will understand and be more patient.
Oh, that's a good phrase. I'll remember that. Can you please speak slowly?
Exactly. And here's another fun way to improve. Try shadowing.
Shadowing? What's that again?
It's when you listen to someone speaking English and repeat what they say, word for word, right after them. You can do it with podcasts, movies, or even YouTube videos. It's great for improving pronunciation and rhythm.
That sounds fun. I could try it with my favorite movie scenes. Maybe I'll sound like a Hollywood star one day.
You totally could. And remember, Khuram, the goal isn't to be perfect. It's to communicate. The more you practice, the easier it will get.
Thanks, Amira. I feel like I have a plan now. I'll practice shadowing, talk to myself, and maybe join a speaking group.
Wow. We covered 10 powerful topics that will take your English to the next level. Keep practicing, stay consistent, and most importantly, enjoy the journey. You're doing amazing.
That's right. Learning a language is an adventure, and you're on the right path. Keep pushing forward, and soon, you'll be speaking English with confidence. See you in the next episode.